You know what my favorite memory of John Wimber really is when I first met him, there was a small group of us meeting in Washington, and I had to desire to be there. I really didn't know what I'd gotten into. But John was there, and he had invited a few guys to come in, and it was maybe welcome to the vineyard or something like that. And as John was going through the material that he was presenting to us, I think it was some guys who had shown interest in the vineyard but weren't had not made that move into the vineyard. So he had a lot of material. And during one of the breaks, I met him off the side. I don't remember how. And I told him we had translated some of the material into Spanish. And he looked at me and he said, "That's illegal." And I said, "Well, we called and nobody seemed to work with us." And so we went back into the meeting, and he said, "Well, some of the material is being in the open meeting." He says some of the material is being translated into Spanish, some of it legally and some of it illegally. And as he said illegally, he looked at me. And I thought, oh, well, I'm going to have to be very careful from now on what I do tell him, don't tell him. But in that same meeting, this is what happened. I heard John Wimber say this. He said, "Guys, if you're going to use the name Vineyard," he said, "you have to be kind to the poor. If you're not going to minister, be kind to, live amongst the poor," he said, "don't use Vineyard on your door." And the minute he said that, I'm coming out of a context of working a decade in Latin America. When he said that, I thought, I can work with this guy the rest of my life. If that's the one thing. He didn't say, if you don't believe this, if you don't believe this, or if you do believe. He said, if you're not going to be kind to the poor, don't use the name Vineyard. And my heart was sealed with him forever. So that's one of my greatest memories of John Wimber.